The United States, land of the free, home of the brave, and deeply entrenched in a two-party system. Democrats on one side, Republicans on the other. It's like a constant tug of war, except the rope is on fire, and everyone's arguing about whether it's ketchup or sriracha fueling the flames. This two-party system, while seemingly simple, has a nasty side effect: polarization. Each party retreats to its corner, becoming more extreme to appease its base. Compromise? Forget it. It's like asking a cat and a dog to plan a wedding. The result, gridlock, nothing gets done. The government grinds to a halt, and the American people are left wondering why they even bothered voting in the first place. But it's not just about the lack of progress. This polarization seeps into everyday life. Families argue over Thanksgiving dinner. Friends unfriend each other on social media. We're so busy demonizing the other side that we forget we're all in this together. And that's the real danger of a two-party system. It doesn't just stifle progress, it divides us. It turns neighbors against each other, citizens against their government. And that, my friends, is not what democracy is supposed to be about. Let's talk about choice, or rather the lack thereof. In a two-party system, voters are often presented with a frustrating dilemma, picking the lesser of two evils. It's like choosing between eating a bowl of nails or a plate of broken glass. Sure, there are other parties out there, those brave souls waving their green or libertarian flags. But in our winner-take-all system, they're about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. The two main parties have a stranglehold on power, leaving voters with a limited menu of options. This lack of choice leads to voter apathy. Why bother voting if your voice feels lost in the echo chamber of the two-party system? It's like going to a restaurant that only serves mayonnaise and ketchup sandwiches. Eventually, you just lose your appetite, and that's the real tragedy here. When people feel like their votes don't matter, they disengage, they tune out. And democracy, my friends, thrives on participation. It withers and dies on apathy. Now let's talk about those voices on the fringes, those who don't neatly fit into the Democrat or Republican boxes. You know, the libertarians, the socialists, the environmentalists, the people who think pineapple on pizza is an abomination. They're right, by the way. In a two-party system, these voices often get drowned out. It's like trying to have a nuanced conversation in a room full of screaming toddlers. The two main parties dominate the airwaves, the legislative agenda, the entire damn narrative. This lack of representation has real consequences. Issues that matter to these groups, issues that might actually lead to some progress, get swept under the rug. And the people who care about them are left feeling unheard, unseen, and frankly pretty pissed off. And that's the problem with a two-party system. It creates a false dichotomy, a binary choice that ignores the complexities of real life. It's like trying to paint a masterpiece using only black and white paint. Sure, you might get something recognizable, but it's never going to be the full picture. So what's the alternative? Well, some countries have figured out a little something called multi-party systems. Imagine a world where there are more than two options on the menu, where you can actually find a political party that aligns with your values. In these systems, smaller parties can gain a foothold, forcing the bigger parties to actually listen to a wider range of voices. It's like a game of musical chairs where there are enough chairs for everyone. Compromise becomes a necessity, not a dirty word. Now, multi-party systems aren't perfect. They can be messy, complicated, and sometimes it takes a while to form a government, but at least they offer something crucial: accountability. When no single party has a monopoly on power, they're forced to work together, to answer to the people, to actually govern. And that's the beauty of a multi-party system. It fosters collaboration, encourages diverse perspectives, and ultimately leads to a more representative democracy. It might not be as simple as our current two-party system, but sometimes the best things in life rarely are.